Hello! Hey Fast, how are you? Hopefully you're doing well. Yes, get naps in. Always get naps in. Always get a nap in. Always get the sleeps. Always get the sleeps. So today we are doing a train, apparently. Woot woot. Sorry, I'm a bit tired today. Little bit tired. Which is all. Yes, I am wearing a Halloween jumper as we're about to go into winter into Christmas, but shoosh. Shoo. Hey, it's Alex. I forgot that some of this took place on a train. God, it's so long since I've seen Back to the Future. Crank that engine. Crank it good. Crank it, crank that engine. Engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. If my train somehow picks up two travelers, time travelers, pick it up, let's go. Surprisingly not the lyric. Ha! Look at that! Ha! That's flux capacitor housing! Ha! I love it. I love it. I love everything about it. I just hope that I can't get run over by this train. So I feel like I probably could. And that does not sound enjoyable. At all. Engine cranks. Crank the engine. Engine cranks. Cranking the engine. Crank the engine. So something you've just reminded me of first, and I don't know whether you were aware of this. This is only something that I've been made aware myself recently. If you are leaving a lurk-on for somebody, and you don't put on, and you don't have even a little bit of sound, it doesn't count. Twitch doesn't count the views. It's really, really strange. So if you're ever having somebody kind of coming through that's saying I'm lurking, they need to have a little bit of their audio up, otherwise it doesn't count. Bizarre, but there we go. Twitch rules be twitching. It also doesn't necessarily encourage people to say, like, so for instance for me, if I was at work and I wanted to watch somebody, or like you said, if I wanted to nap and I wanted to lurk on somebody, I'm not going to be able to have the volume up while I'm napping, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to nap, or I'm not going to be able to have the volume on at work because, you know, I'm supposed to be at work. Yeah, always something to consider if you're going to leave a lurk on for somebody. Make sure that you have the volume up, otherwise it doesn't count.
winding each other up.
You're winding each other up. Stop winding each other up, because the last time you did that, you got your claws stuck in his fur and then you ended up crying.
Rufus, fluffy.
Leave each other alone. The cat and the dog are dreadful.
Stop being so scared of him. It's like the size of your head.
I'm not scared of him. Not at all. If my train goes off the track. I've decided that for the rest of the week, what I need to do is I need to re-pick up House Flipper, because I need to make awful Christmas related houses now. Because, you know, you didn't ask for that, but you're getting it. You didn't ask for it, but you're sure as well getting it. Okay. Oop. We'll go sneaky now. Sneak up on the dirt. It won't see you coming. Sneaky, sneaky. Sneak up on the dirt. That's how you clean up dirt. Clean up on the dirt. And we should do the same with the other side. We have a snowman bauble, like a little Christmas decoration. It's like a little Christmassy scene, and there's a bit of it that kind of like, as it goes round, it makes like a grinding noise, and it freaks me out every time, because a part of me is like, what the hell is that? And I have to remember it's a Christmas decoration. And I'm like, it's okay. And no monsters are coming for me today. They're coming, but not today. Yay! There we go. Oh, no! Gabby! Catch that Pokemon, catch it good. How are you? Oh, that wasn't a very impressive part today. Where's my impressive part? I was just telling first earlier. I didn't know whether you were aware of this. It's just me that's very, very late to learning stuff. Did you know that if you don't, that if you're lurking and you don't leave even a little bit of sound on, the lurk doesn't count on statistics? 32 seed bracket, nice. Yeah, stream. Stream. Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, because all it was is, I was, there was something I was doing, and that's how I learnt about it, because it was from a friend of mine, it's another streamer, and I think I was in the middle of doing something, so I was like, oh hey, I'm gonna have to leave you on mute, but I'm here, I'm on what's it called? I'm lurking, and he was like, oh, if you do that, it won't count. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, if it's like you can have it as like 1% sound, but yeah, if whoever is lurking doesn't leave any sound on at all, it doesn't count. And I was like, oh, come on, man. Because it made it. So I was like, that makes me wonder, like, what my statistics would be, like, if my statistics would be any different if that wasn't, like, if they just went, yeah, anyone who has your stream up for any length of time counts. I wonder how different mine and other people's thing would be. Because I know that particularly like for Americans, it's earlier in the day. So yeah, you a vast majority of the time you can't be lurking because you've got jobs. How will they track your speakers though? I think it's something, I don't know how they know. I think it might be on your account. I don't. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure how it works, but because I've noticed it with Dan when it's just been Dan in chat, and it's been like a quiet day, and he says, "Oh, I'll pop a lurk on," and it's muted. He's not counted. And I was like, well, that's poopy. Yeah, it's just got 1 in there, not 2. And it should have 2. They know. They know all. They know all. They know all the things. That's why we talk about it. That's why we do all the things. That's why we do all the crazy conspiracy things. They know. They're listening. There we go. I wonder how that fits in there. Would be interesting. It would be interesting to know how they do it. I was like, it's not really encouraging people to use the platform though, is it? Just being like, hey, you know the lurkers that we always say are like really cool? It'd be a shame if their things didn't count. Oh, I thought that was just spin me around. God damn it. I'm gonna be like, you spin me right round, baby, right round. But I can't make that joke no more. Rude. Rudeness. I love the fact it was kind of like low-key kicking me off there. I love it. Appreciate it. Kicking me off. You're experimenting with it now. It would be cool to experiment with it actually, and just be like, right, okay, at what point do you know? Okay, let's have a look. The bellows. The bellows are here. Okay. The bellows motor, which is there. Couple first. Not there. Not there. Ah, now there. Have a look underneath. Where are you? Come on, let me up, let me up, let me up! Where's the thing? Let me pick up the thing. Why can't I not pick it up? Oh, okay. I was still too close, apparently. Oh, I missed all of that. That's a huge... Did I get it? Did I get him? I did! Trapdoor windows. You. There we go. I was on the wrong side. cab front wall. Nice. Have a roof. Ah. Probably the other side, won't it? Where are you, dirty? Where are you, dirty? Yeah. That's where you're dirty. Okay. Hey. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. It's not done that the entire time. Why is it suddenly doing this? Another freaking jump scare. Oh, hold on. Particle colliders. Pretty sure you should just be like jet washing these, but never mind. Yeah. Feel. Must be the same on the other side, I'm sure. Did it say 2? Yeah, looks like it. Furnace. There be the furnace. There be the furnace. Ah, yes. Ooh, yeah, I missed that whole section. Human thing. Reactor car cooling vent. Yeah, I don't know where the thing is. Ah, there. Yeah. Oh, no, that one. Over here. Is that it? This one? Like it. Yeah. Reactor car time loop knives. What the frick are the knives? Oh, is it these? Why does it need to be knives? I don't know whether they ever explained that. Okay, to the side. Yeah. Mhm. It's probably this sometimes. Can't fucking see where it's supposed to be. And it flashes grey. But sometimes that just does not help. Definitely selected, isn't it? Yeah. Run board flux bands. Let me them do they? No. Oh, the run balls up there. What's that? The run board is up here somewhere. Yeah, that run board. Which is these. Run board. So what are they called? The bands, which must be these, right? Because if that's the band. So yeah, it's these. Okay. So it must be the other side then? Oh my god. How obvious was that? And I completely missed. Ah, there you go. Tachyon pulse generator support and temporal field amplifier. I would hope if I knew. what they looked like. Where are the vents? That's the car, that's the place. Ah! Temporal system. Okay, temporal field amplifier. If there's two of them, they're going to be on the side of the train, maybe? You yeeted my ladders! Okay, that was cool. That was very cool. There we go, look. Is that it? That's it! 5. How many did the others have? I'm interested. So that one had 6. That one had 5. And that one had 5. Fair enough. Let's do craft manor. Let's redo craft manor, shall we? Because yeah, I brought all of them. Brought all of them. Oh, God. I brought all of them, so and I've got all the mods, all the modifications. Do Craft Manor again. Craft Manor and the maze is a good one. The garden maze. I like the two in that one. Although I like in the I don't think it's this one, but in one of them, in one of the levels, it may have been the quad bike one. They make a reference to the game and the fact that you can lock the butler in the freezer. I was like, yeah, you know. You know anyone who played that game did that. So that kind of made me laugh a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. This is a bit of a little image. I love this game so much. I've got another couple of free games from Steam that I need to try out as well. I think one of them is another prologue again. I don't mind prologues because I feel like prologues give you a really good snapshot into what the game is and if you're gonna like it. And a vast majority of them, they tend to have it as like the first level or the first part of a level. So Crime Scene Cleanup did that. Definitely seemed like it was the first level for it. So I don't mind like replaying a level if I've already if it's on like a prologue thing, and I was like, huh, I wonder if I like this. God, Lovecraft Manor. Could you imagine? Could you imagine owning a house like that? My God, it must take. There's no wonder they hire cleaners and stuff. You could never ever tidy that properly. Like, what would you do with all those rooms? I mean, I've talked about this before, not so much in here, but like with family and stuff. And I was like, I know full well that like for 5 minutes, I'd be like, yeah, I'd have a massive jacuzzi, and I'd have all of this stuff, and I'd have this, that, and the other. And I know full well that I'd get bored of it really, really quickly as soon as it came to time to like taxes and like all that, all housing costs and council tax and all that lot. It's like by the time I've done all that, just would not be worth it. I need to update my rules as well to basically say I'm not buying people's art. I have so many come into my chat and I feel bad, but I find it really rude. Because you can't pretend to like be interested in someone for the purposes of selling. Like, I get it. I get that you've got to sell your artwork, etc. I was like, but I can guarantee most of the time it would be AI, probably AI generated stuff anyway, that would be charged an arm and a leg for. But yeah, to go onto a streamer's on a streamer's current stream and be like, hey, buy my artwork, like, and then when they say, oh, actually I'm a little bit busy or whatever, they just go, right, well, I'm unfollowing you then. I've had it happen so many times, and I've seen other content creators where they've actually popped a note on to say I'm not buying any artwork onto their like their community chat thing, and I'm tempted to do the same. I was like, because eventually I would quite like to extend perhaps some of the stuff that I do, but I want it to be when I want it to be, you know, not because someone wants to sell me AI art generated stuff. I can do that myself. I can go on chat GTP and just be like, draw me a picture of some ridiculous notion. should do that one day just to find out. Like, I would be interested to see what kind of monstrosities, because I did that Lensa thing where they went through that, and they went through all of the AI generated, and the stuff for me, there was, I mean, some of them, don't get me wrong, were just god awful, but some of the ones of me weren't too bad. They really struggled with Isaac. I think because he was younger, they really struggled with him. Um, Particularly with hands. I don't know what it is about AI generated stuff. They really struggle with hands. Like, if you ever want to know if something's AI generated or not, look at the hands. Just look at the hands, and you can pretty much, like, you'll get it, because like either the hands are malformed, or they have too many fingers, or one finger will be growing out of a different finger, and I'm like, how do you not have, like, how can you make all of the faces and body proportions and all of that lot? How can you make that pretty much okay? You've got blonde hair, you've got the hair kind of like looking natural and whatever, but you can't do hands. What is it about hands that just completely perplexes you? Because I was reading an interesting, article about it as well. That a lot of because what they tend to do when they do the AI generated stuff is they will look for a lot of stuff online. So what they were saying was that actually, without meaning to, a lot of AI can become inherently racist. Like, they can have very stereotypical visuals of specific nations, and it's purely based on what's already on the internet, because all it will do is it will pull off from what's already there, and it will create from there. So they were saying that, like, a lot of so that they started running an experiment with show a middle class white family, or just show a white family, and they were always like really well off, they always had really nice good clothes, and then it was like, okay, now pull off and run me something with a black family, and they always looked poor, rugged, like run down. There was always like a multitude of, like, there's just a load of things wrong with it. And yeah, they were saying that it's because the media that it pulls from, that is the portrayal. So that is what the AI thinks is happening. It was really fascinating. I can't remember where I was reading it from. Like, it was ages ago. I don't know whether it's any better now because of articles like that, where they were like, hey, you guys may want to have a look at this. Particularly those of you who are creating the AI generators. This is not how you want your stuff to go. You don't want to be known as creating the first AI racist, or a racist AI bot. I mean, I hope you wouldn't, but who knows? I mean, I certainly wouldn't. I certainly would not want my name anywhere near racist AI bot. And like the really interesting one was they were on about like married couples, and some of the married couples that they were presenting, because it's like, it's not just racist, it's sexist as well. So when you were asking for like married couples, the men were always like a lot older than the women, and were like silver foxes and things like that, and the women were always like mid-20s. So there was like a vast majority of them were like, this is like a 40-year age gap between these two images. Like, what's going on here? But it's fascinating, kind of like how the stuff that it picks up, and like highlighting these, because you wouldn't necessarily, or at least I wouldn't necessarily know that this was a thing until it is shown in, unfortunately, the worst of circumstances. But, you know, it is not always negative. Good things can always come from it. This is unfortunately how we learn and grow. We create racist computers and then we fix it. We didn't realise it needed fixing. Well, we knew it needed fixing, but we didn't realise it was a problem that was needed to be fixed in that sense. It never occurred to us that we may accidentally create racist AIs. And I was thinking as well, I saw a TikTok, and it was like, when your mum gives your brother your old computer, and it got me thinking. So my parents can be a little bit of a hoarder at times, and the very first computer that we had, we got when I was 11. Showing my age a little bit now. But yeah, I was 11 years old when we got my first computer, and it was a mahoosive beast, nowhere near capable of doing any of this. And yeah, it was fascinating. But I freaking loved it. My dad loved it. My dad was all into kind of like new tech and stuff. And then obviously at school we started learning about like how to use computers and how to do all this stuff properly and whatever. And it kind of got me. But yeah, so anyway, we were clearing out. So my dad was having a new shed put in because the shed that he had was like a really really old shed, and it was starting to leak, and it was not good. It was not good, and it was not fit for purpose. So he was like, I've got myself a new shed. So we were helping him build it, and as part of it, we had to kind of deconstruct the entire thing and, you know, go and... we had to go and deconstruct it and then kind of chuck it around all the stuff that was in there, and then kind of go from there. But yeah, so anyway, as we were deconstructing and whatever, I found my my old computer that we had when I was 11 years old, and my god, it still had a floppy disk. Had a floppy disk reader on the front, and it just took me back to so much of my childhood. I was like, oh my god, I remember when this was a thing that I had to do. I was like, I had assignments and like schoolwork that I would have to write, that I would have to save on a floppy disk. And then it just reminded me of like later on when I used to work with the kids, and I had to look at, like, I had to kind of like do some IT stuff with them, and I remember like teaching them how to save and just being like, okay, so what you want to do is you want to go click on the floppy disk, and they were like, huh? I was like, just click on the floppy disk, and they were like, huh? And I was like, the floppy disk. And then I showed it to them, and they went, oh, the save icon. And I realised that none of them knew what a floppy disk was. They just knew that as the save icon. To them, that was the save icon. There was nothing else. I was like, do you even know what this is? I was like, this isn't just the save icon. This is like a whole thing. And they were like, oh, no. Like, okay, you guys are going to have to go and give me a minute because I need to deal with that trauma just for a minute. And yeah, they had genuinely no clue. Yeah, genuinely no clue. They just thought it was a save symbol. They just thought it was something that was created. And I had to explain to them. I was like, no. The floppy disk was kind of like a CD. And then I had to remember that they probably didn't know what a CD was. It's like, oh my god. Children. I was like, you're literally killing me here. Like, can you not? Never felt so old. Actually, I did. Actually, I have. I tell a lie. There was another time where they made me feel ridiculously old. And that was when I was talking to them. We had a kid called Ella. So, naturally, I started singing Ella, Ella, A, A, A. They had no idea what I was talking about. They had no idea what I was talking about. I was like, no. I was like, that's not acceptable. You have to know what I'm talking about. I was like, because Umbrella hasn't actually even been out like that long. And then I realised that it was like 2000 and something when Umbrella came out. And all of the kids were born after. I was like, you kids do not know you are born. I felt like such a grandma just being like, but no. No. I'm hip. I'm happening. I'm down with the children. Leave me, kids. Yeah, I felt very, very old that day. Let's just put that way. Let's just put it that way. I felt incredibly old. And they weren't being like, oh my god, Mrs. May is so old. Like, they weren't being horrible about it. They just genuinely had no idea what the hell I was talking about. It's like, I genuinely don't know whether it was worse. The fact that they weren't being cruel about it. They were just genuinely confused. I was like, is this better? Or is this worse? Because I kind of feel like this is a little bit worse, but I'm not 100% sure why. I just know that it is. It feels like it's worse. Just feels like it's a lot worse. Okay, I think what I need to do. Hello, hello, under my umbrella. So yeah. You will get the joy of experiencing that hardship with me if you're any older than about... I don't even know how old I would have been at that point. Which makes it just worse. Right, extension. And then I was sat there thinking about it, not long after that, and I was thinking about those kids. And I realised that I left that school about coming up 5 years now. Just over 5 years, actually. Yeah, it's just over 5 years, yeah. Because I left in 2018. So it's been 5 years since I left that school. And to this day, no matter what, it was still the best decision I ever made, was leaving that school. And I was talking to a colleague today, and we were on about like bad places that we've worked. And I was like, the most frustrating the most frustrating thing about about that school was the fact that at the start it was great. Like at the start, it was genuinely a really great place to work. And it was as soon as they screwed over the interim head teacher, as soon as they did that, that was it. I was like, I never quite forgave them for screwing that particular head teacher over, because she was really good at a job, and I was like, if she had worked there, it would have taken a hell. I mean, I eventually would have done what I did anyway, but the only reason that I did that, like, I would have been a lot more devastated, and it would have taken me a hell of a lot longer. And I probably wouldn't have even gone. Probably wouldn't be where I am today, work wise, if she hadn't. Because if it had been her, I wouldn't have had too much of an issue. But then they brought in the awful one, and yeah, she ruined everything, including my mental health. Yay! Which is one of the reasons why I am so I am so much an advocate for like mental health at work. I was like, I've been there, I've done that, I've got the t-shirt, and as much as possible, like I would want to make sure that nobody else went through what I went through, because it was just god awful. It was just absolutely god awful. So yeah, if I could prevent somebody else from going through something similar, I'm 100% going to do it. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one there. Oh wait, hang on. Install here. That's why you're not registering as done. There we go. And then we shall do the same on this side. And then after that, we've just got the... Oh, it's just the edge. Oh, the edge. But one thing that I am truly loving post-COVID is people's... I've noticed a distinct change in how workplaces run now. I may be on my own in thinking this, but... And it may just be my workplace, but I have noticed that there is a distinct shift between like priorities for workplaces. So like before, like I was sat there thinking about it, and just prior to COVID, I say just prior to COVID, at the start of COVID, I was pregnant. So I had to write a full-on, essentially, business case application to my employers, stating why I should So how it basically worked is I worked all the way up until um, the week or so before Isaac was due. Completely my choice. I'm not saying that they made me in any way, but I wanted to leave it as close to the start date as possible because I would have more time with Isaac on the other side. I was like, I don't want to be just sitting around waiting to give birth to him and then have to give him up to go to nursery really early when I get back. So obviously I know that some people can't, some people don't have that luxury. I always feel really sorry for anybody that can't have that choice. I was fortunate enough that I could. 100% fortunate that I was able to do that. And I was like, you know, obviously if anything happens, I'll just start my maternity earlier. I was like, but if I can, I would, you know, I would like to go as long as possible before starting my maternity. And like I said, I had to write a full-on business case thing about why I should be allowed to work from home. And it was only for 3 weeks. And I was like, what realistically are you going to need from me for 3 weeks before I start my maternity leave? I was like, you're not going to be able to get me to do any jobs or any of it. I was like, because I'm literally going to be off for practically a year. I was like, should we just not? But no, I had to write a business case, and I did. I got it approved, and then trying to think when that was. I think I got it pretty much sorted as soon as possible, or it was when my morning sickness wasn't really going anywhere. So I was like, okay, what I would like to do is 3 weeks before. So I was like, it's a month before he's due. I'll work from home for 3 weeks, and then I'll start my maternity leave the week before he's due. And he ended up being a week late anyway, and needing an induction to get his eviction notice sorted. And little dude was not keen on going anywhere. Bless him. Yeah, he was not. He was not in a great rush. Let's just phrase it that way. He was not in a rush to get moving anywhere. So yes, eventually he got his eviction notice and came out about a week after he was due. So it meant that I had 2 weeks where I wasn't working, but I was using my maternity leave. And even that just felt awful. Even just that 2 weeks was just like, oh my god. Like, this is 2 weeks I'm not going to be with him. But he's here, he's safe. He's a monkey. And I wouldn't have him any other way. I feel like this one's cheating a little bit, this jet wash. I feel like sometimes it makes it too easy. Okay, so go back over here. So same with that one. It's just straight in that. There we go. Let's see which ones. You. Do, 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 do. You make it so noisy. Coral tables. I think they're them, aren't they? Right. Ah. Ew. Okay, so I imagine you will be the same as over here then. No? No, you're clean. You're clean. I'm sure it said there's 7. Ah. And I see where the dirt is, I think. Ah, there we go. Up. Yeah. Okay, I'll get to the fountain in a minute, don't worry. I want to make sure the house is basically sorted first. Ah. Here we go. I'll say it's pretty much done. It's pretty much... Oh, no, it is done now, I think. No, it's not done. That's the only problem though. With the thing this big, you're just like, huh? See this freaking staring at the Ah, there you are. You sit there. Where are you? I'm too tiny. I can't reach that even with my extension. Let me go, please. Ah! There you fell off. That's not run. That's not run. Running is not good for me. Yay. Okay, anything else? Okay. The house is clean. So, let us start on the pond. They never explain in this why, like, I get why they did it in game, but they've never kind of explained in the specials. I guess the SpongeBob one kind of makes sense, because you're under the sea, it's going to get dirty, but there's no explanation for, like, why this is as filthy as it is. Although I suppose you could probably argue, if you go over, like, the movie version of it, where she's like, I haven't seen my dad in all this time, and I forgot that I have an entire mansion with a butler in that I occasionally lock in the freezer. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm sure it's fine. He's fine. What's a little bit of, potential murder and freezing in a freezer between friends? Or technically work colleague. I know you mean a lot to me, but if you just wouldn't mind getting locked in this freezer for me, I have a bet on. Although I've seen the amount of skill that it would be used to take people to trap him in there. It took people... I wonder who was the first person to do it. Like, do you think they were just mucking about? Or do you think they intentionally wanted to see if they could lock him in? Or like I said, was it just kind of like... He was there, he was followed... Because obviously he would follow you around. And they were just playing around with buttons, just stayed in there, didn't realise he followed them in, and then was like, oh my god, I've just locked the bloody butler in the freezer. I kind of can't help but feel it was intentional. I kind of can't help but feel that nobody accidentally locks another human being in a freezer. Realistically. Like, you've got to be some level of clumsy to accidentally lock somebody in a freezer, let's be honest. Let's be honest. This isn't the stuff that happens accidentally. You would think. You would hope. This game is so satisfying. I love this game. I don't know why I keep looking. I keep getting like buzzers every so often from my doorbell being like, hey, there's somebody outside. And I can't see. And if I could see, it would scare the living daylights out of me because I've got Christmas lights on. Which means their face would have to be literally up against the window. In like a horror film-esque kind of way. And so I don't know if I want that. They're just walking, the vast majority of the time it's just people walking their dogs. Like 90% of the time it's just people walking dogs. But it's been really cold recently, particularly in the UK, so people should not be walking their dogs in the cold weather. Unless you've got a husky or like a cold weather animal. I saw a really funny TikTok once of it was people threatening to call like animal control and or the American version of the RSPCA on a woman because they were like, oh my god, you leave your husky outside, your husky's going to die. And I was like, okay, for starters, you don't know what a husky is. Like, huskies are designed to be sled dogs. They're designed to be out in the cold weather. This is literally their bread and butter. And so she literally proved it by going, okay. She was like, oh my god, you're so... Like, she was proper taking the mick out of them. And she was like, oh my god, you're so right. And then opened the door when the husky was outside. And he was literally laying in a humongous snowbank. And she was trying to call it in just to prove that the husky would not come in unless he absolutely needed to. And she spent ages trying to tempt this husky to come back inside, and he was having absolutely none of it. And like loads of people were just ripping that comment to pieces. Like, that's obviously somebody who doesn't know what huskies are. You know, your chihuahua is not the same as a husky dog. You know, your chihuahua being out in that, fair enough, that is animal cruelty. You can't leave a chihuahua out in that. I was like, but an actual double coated, thick coated, supposed to pull sleds and live in the Arctic dog, I'm sure he'll be fine. She was like, I appreciate your concern, but I assure you, he's okay. Like, he's not freezing to death anytime soon. She was like, think about them when they're in the Arctic and they don't have the luxury of like staying in somewhere nice and cuddly, snuggly warm. So it just always makes me laugh when people have absolutely no idea about dogs, but are like, oh my god, you're abusing it. They're really not. They're really not. This is what this dog is bred for. Like, this is a working dog. You try and bring a working dog inside, it is more likely to bite you for the sheer audacity of trying to stop it completing its primary focus. So never mess with a working dog. Even if it actually is genuinely in the dog's best interest. Like, if it's not very well or it's injured and you're like, okay, no, you genuinely, you have to stay in the house. Heaven help you. Heaven help anyone that has to keep a working dog inside the house. There is a reason that children get herded by sheepdogs. Yeah. The only problem with this is that the moment you run, it toggles off this. And the for me, the funniest part of this is when I very first started playing this, it didn't have this flexibility to move it. It was very much a case of, you know, the old style directional, so like this, where your mouse moved along with it. And I was like, I mean, I love the game anyway, but when they introduced this, I was like, oh god, no. I was like, I can't see me getting used to that way of doing it at all. Like, that's so weird. Why would they do that? And then I started doing it. I was like, okay, do you know what? Fine, let's just do it. Let's just experiment, see how we get on. You're not gonna like it, but it's okay. And then I was like, okay, fair enough. It's actually a little bit easier. But fine, okay. Game developers probably listen to somebody, that's fine. And then now I'm like, oh my god, I could never go back. I could never go back to the old way. It's kind of me with a lot of stuff, to be fair. Like, there's so much stuff that I would never be able to go back to. Like, now, I wouldn't be able to go back to not having, like, YouTube or, like, Netflix or, like, streaming TV. I would never be able to go back to live TV. Never be able to go back to live TV. I mean, I don't really watch live TV, to be fair. I just don't have time. By the time I get in, I have to pick up little man, and then by the time I've come and picked him up, had spent a bit of time with him, put him to bed, caught up on my video game stuff, I'm like, it's time to stream, and then it's the end of my day. It's a busy old day. But as soon as little man goes into full-time primary school, which may or may not be within like less than a year, we have the choice with him because he's a summer baby. So with summer babies, they give them the choice of keeping them back a year, because they're like, depending on the child, sometimes it's not really fair. Yeah, it's like sometimes it's not really fair. Oh, I know what a lot of this will be. I know what a lot of this will be. There's a thing underneath, isn't there? Yeah, I remember that now. That's a ledge. I remember this from the last time I played it. Go. Okay. How clean that looks. It's really freaking satisfying. That's what I love about this game. I love the fact that most people are like, what do you have about like almost 400 hours of gaming in? Oh, I've got it in Fortnite. I've got it in... Yeah. I've got it in all these... What have you got it in? Oh, I love the fact as well that they don't show you on a scaffold. They literally yeah, they don't show you on the scaffolding. They literally just show you hovering in the air. I don't know why that always tickles me. Hey. See what I mean, though? Look how much money I've got. Because I just sit and do it so often. Like I said, I do really want to start from scratch again. And then another part of me is like, but no. I lose everything. It's fine. I'll just keep at it. Eventually, like, soaps and stuff will kind of come back in, and I'll be able to buy them, and it'll be fine. It's such a simple concept, this game. It's literally just... Here's dirt on something. Go clean it. And yet it's just... I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. And I can't tell you why. I mean, I kind of can. I do genuinely love jet washing. Like, where my parents live, they have like a massive, they're like 3 massive sycamore seeds on their around their garden, so they get a lot of, like dirt and stuff like that. So anything that they've got, such as they have like cream slabs, patio slabs. So every so often they stop being cream and they start going green, and it is foul. And because our neighbour, well, their neighbour I should say, because I don't live with them obviously, they would rather annoyingly put. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Whew. So, rather annoyingly, their neighbour would, bless them. They had like they used to have like vines and stuff on their. Oh yeah, I can open the car door, can't I? Oh, I forgot about that. Open the door. Open the door. Open the door. There we go. This is not, by the way, how you clean cars. Anyone that tells you that this is how you clean cars is not your friend. Do not listen to them. They are doing you shenanigans if they tell you that this is how you clean a car. Get out. Thank you. They are doing you a shenanigans. It's so much easier doing it with the car doors open. Why didn't I think of this before? I mean, it's still not great because they still put it in the most awkwardest of places. Like there. How am I supposed to get that? How am I supposed to? Okay, well, at least I can reach that. Okay, let me have a look inside. Yeet, no. Yeet, there we go. Oh, come on. Yes! I love when they're generous. And then other things that are absolutely not generous on at all. Hey, there we go. Oh, okay, I missed that side. There we go. Jeep should be relatively sorted now. The bumper! What's going on with the bumper? What you doing, bumper? Of course, the other side is done. Yeah. Okay, is that it for the cargo bed separator? What on earth is that? Oh, what is that? Fair enough. That's not what I needed, but it's... Ah, it's underneath the chairs. I didn't want to do that because I got stuck underneath the thing last time. Le girl! What's that? Hey, thank you. Oh, you shut in fancy ways, do you? Oh, that's not good. 3 tires. The back one isn't done. Where? 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 There on the other side, aren't you? Yeet. Yeet. There. Excuse me. Ah, oh, for goodness sake. How am I supposed to get that? No, seriously, how am I supposed to get that? You can't give me dirt in, like, the most randomest of freaking places and expect me to be able to clean it. Come on. How? How am I supposed to get that? I'm literally laid down on my stomach. I genuinely, I don't know what you want from me now. Game, help me out here. Help me out, please. I've done the best I can. Game, please, please. Come on, take pity on me. Please. How did I do this before? Probably with a lot of share. There we go. Thank goodness. And then I want to screen wipe that, and then that's it. I'm done. Yay. Okay. Boat it is. Oh no. Ah, god damn it. Come on. I'm being lazy and I don't. Go on. Go on. Jump up. Jump up. Go on. Ah, god damn it. Fine. I'll do the thing I'm supposed to do and I'll do it properly. There we go. I like seeing if I can jump up on stuff without having to use the proper equipment. Some of them I can't. Like at Croft Manor, it is absolutely impossible for you to get absolutely all of it without actually using the scaffolding, the cleaning scaffolding. But I like to see how much I can get away with. And to be fair, in most levels, you can actually get away with quite a lot. You know, if you time it right. A lot of it, you jump further if you hold down shift, so like if you're running. Like, the game is incredibly forgiving if you decide to use... okay. I thought that would be it. I don't want to get stuck in it again, though. You put some of it in the most awkwardest of places. Alright, detriment. And now I'm stuck. See, this is why I didn't want to do it, because now I'm stuck. And now I'm falling off. I guess with the things that the amount that the game will be forgiving with you depends on actually how easy the stuff is to get to. So like, there was still a fair amount of dirt on the cockpit, but the game decided to be very, very generous, and I think it's because they know it's a really difficult section to get to, so they're like, okay, well, we'll be nice. Right, that has to be clean. Like, if I'm pressing tab and nothing is showing up, that means it's a clean boat. There we go. The freaking siren. Jesus, siren has come and stabilize things. Yeah. That'll be you guys. Yeah. See? I know boat terminologies. I know boat things. Right, and then the siren? What the frick is that? Is that it? I suppose it makes sense. I just said it was a boat siren, though. Ah! God damn it. Get on the goddamn boat! Whee! It is the siren. Yay! Nice and clean! Da-da-da-da! Yay! You really are quite a wonder with that thing. That, my dear, is exactly what she said. Right, I am going to finish up there for today. I think I'm going to jump back onto House Flipper tomorrow. I need to get some more horrendous houses completed, including making some of them a bit more Christmassy themed as we are about to approach Christmas. Or I may just do one more stream tomorrow, and I might do it from like the beginning of December, where I just create the most awful Christmas houses using Christmassy colours, because red and green can clash quite well. Depending on the reds and the greens, I could do a couple of like Christmas related ones. I also need to plan out when I'm going to be taking a bit of a holiday over Christmas, because I will be going over to my mum's actually for Christmas with the family. But yeah, I'm going to sit my thanks for watching screen on. Massive thank you to those of you who were lurking, chatting, or whatever. Let's go raid the Skinny. He's currently playing Super Mario RPG. Um, I did the usual thing where I start doing my sign off before I'm actually ready to start raiding. But anyway, have a fantastic rest of your evening, day, whatever time zone you are in. And I will see you tomorrow for House Flipper, where I will create absolute monstrosities. Until then, I'll see you later. Bye.